Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Wrestling Experience. My name is Earl Cole, and tonight we are live as live can be on the internet. And of course, we're coming to you on YouTube and X. And make sure that you like, make sure that you subscribe, and make sure that you share. Tonight on the menu on the docket, we've got to rewind Money in the Bank. We got to rewind Worlds Collide, and we're going to talk about wrestling news plus our true story. All of this and so much more tonight. You've landed on the mothership. It's Thursday. That means it's time for the experience. It's time for the wrestling experience.
Never slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. I don't ever slow up, no I don't take shit. I got no love for the fakeness. If you wanna play tough and wanna hate this, I'll always show up and make a statement. Everything I do so instinctive and so passionate. Every word I move so descriptive like an adjective. I got a vendetta against people who patented being negative when you should be getting after.
Turn me up, Johnny.
You landed on that mothership. Welcome to Planet Experience. Welcome to the Wrestling Experience.
All right, folks, and welcome back to the Wrestling Experience. All right, let's just get into it. We're going to do some wrestling news, and we're going to be doing some wrestling news, and then at the end of the night, we're going to end the show with the R-Truth situation, and then we're going to. So first we're going to do wrestling news, then we're going to do the rewinds, and then we're going to end with R-Truth or Ron Killings. All right. So let's talk about Seth Rollins for a second, folks. Let's talk about some Seth Rollins. All right, perbodyslam.net. Perbodyslam.net. WWE is working with a mainstream artist on a new theme song for Seth Rollins. Not only that, but the group with Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed and Paul Heyman is also set to get an official name soon. So apparently the new faction is going to get a new name, and then Rollins will be getting a new song. So Burn It Down will be no more. It will be something else. Oh, what is that something else? Well, I'm kind of curious to see what the new song is going to be like. Is it going to be dark? Is it going to be sinister like? That's what I want to know. And inquiring minds want to know. So I can't wait to see what this is. And speaking of Monday night, this Monday night is the return of Asuka. Asuka is coming back to Monday Night Raw this Monday night. And I'm going to tell you something, folks. Asuka been through a lot. She's been through a lot with knee surgery and mental health and everything else, and being stalked by fans and being fans going gaga over Asuka, and Asuka had to go in hiding. I mean, the fans were really nasty to Asuka, and I feel bad for Asuka. She's been through a lot. And now she's coming back to the WWE, and I hope everybody will treat Asuka with respect, because that is paramount. When Asuka used to go to the airport, they used to say people used to grab her luggage, and they wouldn't let it go until Asuka Oscar signed something for them. They used to harass her in the airport. Men used to harass her and everything. She went through a lot. Oscar went through a lot. And she went in hiding, and I was kind of concerned. I was like, well, is she ever going to return to WWE, or is she done? Or is she done? That's what I was kind of concerned with. But no, Oscar's coming back. Oscar will be back this Monday night. I can't wait to see Oscar in action. It's been a very long time, and yeah, so Oscar is returning. As far as Rollins is concerned, as far as Rollins' new music and faction name, I don't have no issue with none of this. I don't have an issue with none of this. I think this is great. This is great stuff. This is great news. Um, AK, how's it going tonight? Make sure everybody smash the like button. Says he's getting a new, yeah, AK, yeah, he's gonna get a new song. Says it's getting a new song and the faction's getting a new name. Dro, how's it going tonight? Dro, how's it going tonight? Um, the new name should be the Revolution. Well, AK, that's that's interesting to say none the least. Um, I like it. I can dig it. I mean, I can really really dig it. I can. Um, or you could call it Rollins and Company. There's a new name, Rollins and Company. How about that? Um, Hurt Syndicate 2.0. How about that? I mean, the names are endless. The names are endless. Everybody in the chat, make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you smash that like button, and of course, you subscribe today. I greatly appreciate it. Um, and share out the stream. That's it. Because, like I always say, if you share, you care. Um, so, um, I like I said, I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with this whatsoever. I do not have an issue. Uh, the shielded. Yeah, well, the shielded. I like that. I like that. um, like, share, subscribe, body slam them, like on the bell. Oh, okay. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, 3M. Thank you very much. And yeah, thank you everyone in the chat. Thank you so much for that like. Thank you. Um, yeah, so Rollins is getting a new song. Rollins is getting a new name and everything else. So that's gonna be good. And the new name's coming out soon. The new song is coming out good. So excellent stuff by WWE. All right. All right, let's continue. Again, our good friends at bodyslam.net. The WWE draft is scheduled to take place after SummerSlam, most likely as a tie-in to the season premiere episode in September. So the WWE is bringing back the draft. The draft is coming back, and it will happen. They're saying after SummerSlam. I don't have a problem with this. Um, Wait, Earl. Um, one AK said, wait, Earl. You play code. Just finding this out. Wait, Earl. You playing? No, no, I'm not playing code. No, no. Earl, yes, thank you, 3N, thank you. So the WWE draft is going to take place after SummerSlam. Like I said, I don't have an issue with this whatsoever. Uh, Code is Call of Duty. Oh, okay. Yeah. Yes. Maybe. Mm, um. So SummerSlam. So the draft is going to take place after SummerSlam, and it will be part of the season premiere episode of Raw. So look out for that. Again, I don't have an issue with it. All right. Again, our good friends at bodyslam.net. Goldberg is set to return next week on Raw with speculation that he'll be coming for Gunther. Um, what's good? Philly halftime. How's it going tonight? Nice to see you, Philly halftime. Nice to see you again. Okay. So per body slam, make sure everybody hit that like button. Thank you. Per bodyslam.net, Goldberg is set to return to Raw and he's going to go after Gunther. Okay, here's the thing that I don't understand. Here's the thing. I'm just going to be perfectly honest with you all. Why is everybody so hung up with Goldberg? The man can't wrestle. The man can't last. Okay, he cannot last in the ring. He needs medical attention via via oxygen tank. Okay, he needs an oxygen tank. The man needs an oxygen tank. The last time he wrestled in the ring, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure why why everyone is so hung up with Goldberg. Why? Why are you hung up with him? Because listen, I'm not a fan of Goldberg. Not a fan. Um, and he cannot last in the ring, and Gunther will destroy him. Everyone knows that. Everybody in that farm knows that Goldberg will be destroyed because Gunther is a lot stronger than Goldberg, and the fact is Gunther doesn't when Gunther needs to be dominant and vicious, he can turn on that switch very easily and very quickly. And before you know it, Mr. Goldberg will need two oxygen tanks. Okay? So I'm sorry, I don't mean to be nasty or anything. I mean, if you like Goldberg, that's fine. That's fine. I'm not going to trample on your thought process. But again, like I said before, I'll say that again. It's new. It's no bueno for me. It doesn't do anything for me. Jeffrey, what's happening? Let's just go to the chat and see what everyone's chatting about. Um, AK says Goldberg is old. Keep him on the shelf and stop running Goldberg image like remember yeah. Yeah, that is correct, AK. That's correct. That is correct. Earl is getting back to Walter for disgracing him. Earl, he's getting back at Walt. Well, yeah, okay, 3M. Okay. All right. All right. Jeffrey says, I come in and we talk about Goldberg. Yep, Oldberg. Oh, he called it Oldberg. He called it Oldberg. Thanks everyone for your chat. Thank you for the chat. And what does Philly have to say? He's like the ultimate warrior. I don't know if Philly halftime. If you can compare Goldberg to the Ultimate Warrior. Those are two different animals. The Ultimate Warrior didn't need an oxygen tank. The Ultimate Warrior, yeah. What did Jeffrey say? Yeah, that's what they call him. Okay, Jeffrey, if you will. Um. So again, my opinion is, and my opinion is, and my opinion only is that we don't need to see Gunther and Goldberg go at it. I don't want to see it. I don't think I should waste my hard-earned money and my dollars if I wanted to go to the, let's say for example, they hook up at SummerSlam. Do you mean to tell me on night no either night number one or night number two we would get Goldberg taking on Gunther? That's your match? That's the match you're gonna book at SummerSlam? I don't want to see that. I didn't pay money to see that. I don't want to see it. Because here's the thing, he's not gonna last. He's not gonna last, guys. He's just not gonna last. Gunther will I'm telling you, Gunther is going to destroy. I'm telling you, it's gonna be a crime scene. I mean, I mean, the Ultimate Warrior when he ran down the aisle, he was spent. Yeah, well, yeah, that is true, Philly. Yes, that Philly, you are politically correct. He was exhausted by the time he came down to the ring. But the difference is there was not medical staff on standby with an oxygen tank. That's the difference. That's the difference. Um, I hear he got injured tonight. He got injured training. Oh, okay, Jeffrey. Thank you so much for that update. Okay. Let's see what 3 says he's disgraced in his hometown. Earl. And the Ultimate Warrior did need an oxygen. Oh, okay. He did need an oxygen tank. Okay. All right. Thank you for that. And AK says some animal who can't wrestle. Yeah, yeah, that's right. And what if he was exhausted either way? Yeah, he was. Exhausted either way. Meth. I haven't figured that one out yet. The Ultimate Warrior. I'm talking. Yeah. Oh, okay. And not an oxygen. Yes, Jeffrey. Yes, an oxygen tank. He needed an oxygen. All right, everyone. Trend that worldwide. Hashtag he needs an oxygen tank. Trend that worldwide and keep it go, keep it moving. All right, all right, all righty. Let's see what else we got here. Let's go to some wrestling news, shall we? All right. Dave Meltzer mentions in the Wrestling Observer Radio that CM Punk is has a planned work at the Night of Champions show in Saudi Arabia for months. So if you all didn't hear the announcement on Monday Night Raw, CM Punk will take on John Cena at the Night of Champions for the championship. But here's a rumor. There is a rumor going around that Ron Killings will be the special guest referee. So apparently, Ron Killings will be the special guest referee. Now, I don't know if this is going to happen or not. I heard this through the grapevine, and I wanted to tie it into the story. So Punk will go against Cena if Ron Killings agrees to be the referee. I think Cena's going to have a rough day in the office. Um, uh, well, we're gonna have to see if this comes to in fruition. We have to see if this comes to fruition or not. I'm gonna keep up. I'm gonna keep up on it. I hope Ron comes back. Yeah, yeah, he did come back this Monday night on Raw. He certainly did. Um, Goldberg is in perfect health. Last I knew. Oh, okay, okay, that's good. That's great. Jeffrey put the hashtag he needs an oxygen. Oh, by the way, I was Warrior last Mania 34. Oh, that's cool. Not yeah, yeah. So that's the rumor that I heard. Um, hey Earl, set your link on set your link on Twitter for set user link on. Oh, okay. Okay. Just wanted to let you. Okay, great. Thank you, AK. Thank you. Um, so 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 this could happen. This could happen. All right. So this could happen here. But I'm gonna keep abreast of this story and I'm gonna see what happens. But our truth came I mean, Ron Killings came back on Raw. He cut his hair, he took the scissors and he says he's not toying around. And if you saw him live today, he was on Instagram today and he sent some very strong, powerful message to everyone out there. He's not to be fooled with anymore. Ron Killings is not to be fooled with anymore. He's tired of being played with. And I'm going to tell you something. If this comes to fruition, if this is true, and he becomes the special referee in this match with Punk and Cena at the Night of Champions, I'm going to tell you something. Cena is a big doo doo because this ain't the R2 that's gonna be fooling around in the ring. No. Cena's gonna be in trouble. Cena could be in big trouble if this comes true. But I'm gonna keep abreast of it. It's only a rumor. I don't know if this is true or not. I don't know. It's only a rumor. I'm not putting it out there in the universe. I'm just listening. I'm going through the tea leaves and I'm seeing what's out there and I'm just reporting what I'm being told. So I will keep abreast of it, and I'll bring it back to you if this comes true or not. We'll keep a story on it. Um, let's see. What is this? He was on Busted Open Radio as well. Yeah, yes, Rian. Yep. But he was on. Yeah. Did you see him on Busted Radio? No, I didn't, Jeffrey. No. I saw him live on Instagram today. He was live on Instagram, and I'm going to tell you something, folks. Ever since that chain has come on, yeah, ever since that chain come off, like I said, he is a different person, and I applaud him for doing that. I applaud him for doing that because nobody should be taking you as a fool or a clown. Our truth can wrestle. Our truth can wrestle. And when he was released, I was angry along with everyone else. Our truth can wrestle. I don't care what anyone thinks of him. I don't care what you think of his personality. I don't care what you think of. All I know is, in my opinion, and my opinion only, I cannot speak for every fan. I don't speak for everyone. I only speak for Earl Cole. Okay? I like his wrestling. And I wanted him to be serious. I didn't want the WWE using our truth as a buffoon because when you have somebody as talented as our truth is in the ring, on the mic, you need to hone that and you need to make them serious and you need to hone into that and you need to know how to utilize it. And that is the truth. And the WWE used him as a clown, and that was just plain wrong. That was absolutely wrong. Vince did it. Triple H did it. It was not right. It was not right. It wasn't right. I wasn't happy with it. I was angry at it because you wasted 17 years of this man's life to be a comedic side piece and a jobber. Now, that's not what our truth should be. That's not his legacy. That's not what his legacy should be. Our truth should be taken seriously as a wrestler. And that I'm sorry, but that's the way I feel. Um, yeah, yes, he's TNA version of Ron. Yes, yes, Rian. Yes, yes. You think I'm a joke? You think I'm a sideshow? He killed it. He certainly did. He certainly did. He said he's not a joke. And I agree with him. Because how is fans gonna take him seriously if you keep putting him in these stupid gimmicks? Like the 24/7 title, having him running around the arenas every Monday night on Raw with all these different people chasing him for the title. I mean, this was just our truth don't need that. That's not how you hone in on someone's talent. That's not talent to me. I'm sorry. I just didn't find it funny. I could not find that. I mean, at first it was all right. Okay, I'll admit something. I will double down on this. At first I thought it was okay. It was funny. Maybe one time or two times, but all the time, no. No. That's the only relevant that the title got. Yes, Jeffrey, yes. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. So that was just that was just that was it. That was it. All right. All right. All right. Meltzer also says that most people in WWE on the top side are in fear of fans hijacking the show in the wake of the R-Truth situation. On the top side are in fear of the fans hijacking the show. Okay, so apparently Triple H was afraid that the show would be hijacked on Raw if they did not bring back Ron Killings. And I'm going to tell you this much. You know, Triple H was talking about how he hates when fans hold hostage to the hold creative hostage. I'm going to tell you this much, Triple H. You know something, as a wrestler, you should know what fans go through, and you should be ashamed of yourself. You become a Vince McMahon 2.0. That's what you are, Triple H. You are Vince McMahon 2.0. You got to understand something, sir, that fans make wrestling. Fans make wrestling. We are your investors. We are the ones that buy the tickets. We are the ones that buy the merchandise. And we are the ones that make you who you are today. Without us, without us, there is no WrestleMania. There is no SummerSlam. There is no Royal Rumble. There is no Saudi event. There is nothing. Without those butts and seats, you will be flat on your face. You would be out of business if every arena that you booked, fans decided not to show up and do something else with their time. So I'm going to tell you this much, Mr. Triple H. You better wake up and smell the coffee because the wrestling community, they're not stupid. They're not dumb, and they see right through things. And they can see right through your crap. So you need to stop. You need to stop and listen and to what the fans are saying because the fans like what they like and they don't and what they don't like, they'll let you know. In unison, they don't like something, they'll let you know. Especially on Twitter, especially on X. Fans make wrestling. Point blank, period. And that's all I got to say about that. Um, Fans even made Triple H. You absolutely right, Jeffrey. They certainly did. That's okay. Fans make wrestling, folks. Whether you like it or not, if you don't believe me, if you don't think that that's true, then that's fine. I'm not here to trample on your thought process. If you don't believe what I'm saying, then that's fine. That is fine. But fans make wrestling. All right. Fightful Select notes that Danhausen's current AEW contract is expiring in July. Unless the company extends it, it's due to injury time off. So apparently, Danhausen's contract is about to expire in July, and we're going to have to see what happens with that. I'll keep you abreast about that as well. All right. Okay, so okay, and Commander is injured in AEW. Commander was injured as a legitimate storyline injury. So Commander will be out of action for the foreseeable future, which is why AEW decided to write him off TV for now. So Commander was attacked. If you all didn't see last night at the Summer Blockbuster, he was attacked backstage, and the mask was removed. His mask was removed, and he was attacked backstage by Moxley's crew. So um, Commander will be out of action for a while. Not sure how long, but that's what happened with Commander. Okay. All right. So much wrestling news. Okay. Let me get that. Let me get that. Mm, okay. Okay, we got that. Uh, Okay, so we got two of those. All right. Okay. Okay. Oh, what was it? So that's why he got beat up. Oh, it was a Hurt Syndicate. Okay, I thought it was Moxley's crew. Okay, I apologize, folks. Thank you, Jeffrey, for the correction. Yeah, the Hurt Syndicate. Yeah, he has a legitimate injury, Jeffrey, and he will be out of action for the foreseeable future. I don't know when he's gonna come back. I don't know. All right, folks. Let's rewind money in the bank. All right, folks. Money in the bank took place this past Saturday on the 7th of June. Yes, in Inglewood, California at the Intuitive Dome. 16,000 plus jammed the Intuitive Dome. One of the most interesting arenas around the country. Brand new arena. And the WWE loves the Intuitive Dome, and the Intuitive Dome loves the WWE back. Okay. Okay, let's talk about these matches. All right, let's talk about the women's Money in the Bank match. We had Alexa Bliss versus Rhea Ripley versus Stephanie Vaquer versus Julia versus Naomi versus Roxanne Perez. Okay, so that was the women's Money in the Bank. Now, the match was all right. The match was fine, but there was some clunkers in the match. First of all, Roxanne Perez and Julia couldn't open a ladder to save their life or close it. They had no idea how to open and close a ladder. They had no idea what to do with it. So that was a clunker right there. That was one clunker in the match. But the rest of the match was all right. The match was fine. Naomi winning the Money in the Bank briefcase was long overdue. She hasn't won a tie. She hasn't won a briefcase, so the WWE rewarded Naomi. That was my dark horse, by the way, in my predictions. Naomi, and Naomi goes on and wins the briefcase. I don't have a problem with this whatsoever. I thought the match was fine. All of the ladies that were in the match, they played their part well. There was a there was a lot of spots in this match. A lot of the ladies used the ladders. Um, they really and truly wanted that briefcase. Everybody wanted that briefcase. The only person I didn't want to see walking away with was Roxanne Perez. The only rookies. The only thing that I did not want to see were the rookie ladies winning the Money in the Bank briefcase. They're not ready for that yet. They're not ready for that kind of spotlight. Not yet, anyway. I thought Alexa Bliss was gonna win the briefcase, but when Naomi pulled it down, I wasn't mad at the winner. I wasn't mad at it at all. Um, yeah, the Devil's Kiss on the ladder. Booker T must have been soiling himself. He loves that Devil's Kiss. Ah, 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 ah. He goes with that Devil's Kiss. He loves that Devil's Kiss. Does Booker T on the ladder? She did it on the ladder. I thought that was a great spot on the ladder. Um. So yeah. So I didn't want to see Stephanie Vacula win the briefcase. I didn't want to see Roxanne Perez win it, and I certainly did not want to see Julia win it. Naomi winning the briefcase, right decision, right call. Even though my it would have been the next thing would have been Alexa Bliss, but okay. Naomi wins the briefcase. The match was fine. On an entertainment level, I'm going to give this match. mm, I'll give this match a 7. The match gets a 7. The match gets a. Yeah, poor Booker T. He was he was mad. He wasn't calling it. Yeah, I know. Um. So yeah. So that was it. I gave the match a 7. The match gets a 7, and that's the best I can do for it at that point. So yeah, Naomi winning the briefcase. Like I said, I had no issues with it. All right, let's move on. Let's go to Lyra Valkyria taking on Becky Lynch for the Intercontinental Championship. Um, the match was fine. The match was all right for what it was. Becky Lynch, I love the way she plays a delusional heel. She is a delusional heel, and I like that kind of heel because the when you are a what would I like to call it? When you are a delusional heel, you'll come up with all kind of conspiracy theories and all kinds of things, and that's what Becky Lynch was doing. She was so obsessed with Lyra Valkyria and this Intercontinental Championship. So I had no issues with this match. Now, remember the stipulation. If Lyra Valkyria was to retain the title, Becky Lynch could never ask for a title opportunity again at the Intercontinental Championship as long as Lyra is the champion. However, if Lyra loses the belt to Becky Lynch will have her hand raised by Lyra Valkyria. Okay, so that was the stipulation in the match. That was the stipulation. And what the Jeffrey says, Becky and Lyra was an entertaining match. Yes, it was. Yeah, the match was entertaining. I agree with that. The match was entertaining. The match was fine. The match was fun. But it wasn't fun for Lyra Valkyria because clearly you could see Becky Lynch grabbing the tights of Lyra to win the Intercontinental title. So the title slipped out of Lyra's hands and into Becky's. Okay, Becky Lynch wins the belt. After the match, Becky Lynch tried to embarrass Lyra Valkyria, and she kept doing things to her, asking her not to leave the ring, raise my hand, put the belt around my waist. Lyra then left her laying after she was displaying such heelish, nasty behavior, catty, bitchy behavior towards Lyra. Well, fast forward to Monday night on Raw. Becky Lynch comes out and she makes a promo, but who should come back to the WWE but Bayley? Bayley comes from behind and she nails Becky Lynch. And Becky Lynch ran into the crowd. She ran away from Bayley. But I have a feeling that Bayley and Becky will tangle at SummerSlam. I have a feeling they're going to tangle at SummerSlam. I don't see it happening at the Night of Champions. I don't see that happening. I don't see that happening. But WWE they could fool the crap out of me and book the match. But again, I don't see this. I think you should build this up a little bit more until SummerSlam. And what did Jeffrey say? Eh, Oh, okay, I read that. Jeffrey says Becky was doing too way. Yes, I agree. She was doing way too much. It was way too much in the match. Glad to have Bailey back. Yep. Yeah, Becky did too much. It was too much. Okay, the stipulation was that she was supposed to raise her hand. Okay, that was the stipulation. That was the stipulation. Um, but here's the thing. Here's the thing, folks. She was just way over the top with it. I mean, first she raised her hand. Then she wanted her to parade her around the ring, the audience. She wanted her hand raised and paraded around the audience. Then she wanted the belt. It was just just over the top. This was over the top. Okay. All right. So we had that. All right. Let's talk about the men's Money in the Bank. It was Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sokoa, Andrade, Penta versus El Grande Americana. Okay, so it was Seth Rollins, LA Knight, Solo Sokoa, Andrade, Penta, and El Grande Americano. Okay, so all of them were in this match. Um, will it be a triple threat with Lyra? Well, Jeffrey, that's a good that's an interesting conundrum. I don't know what the WWE is going to do with that. I don't know. So so we had the men's Money in the Bank match. Okay. The men's Money in the Bank match, I thought it was okay. I had no issues with Rollins winning the belt. I mean the briefcase. I had no issues with him winning the briefcase. Okay. I had no issues whatsoever. A lot of people were like, well, how come they pick Rollins and not LA Knight? Listen, I don't, I guess it made sense for WWE to put the briefcase on Rollins versus LA Knight. Um, I guess at that time they want him to go after, I don't know if he will be going after Gunther or will he be going after the other champion. It's going to be curious to see what happens here. Is he going to go after Cena's title or is he going to go after Gunther's title? Because either title could be hanging in the balance. You never know when he's going to cash that sucker in. So we're going to see. But I just don't want to see a failed cash in like last year. I don't want to see that. If you're gonna make him cash it in and cash in his chips and come out beautiful gold, not anything else. Um, yeah, I know why they did that. I know WWE's mind and how it works. They want somebody to take that title off of. I have a funny feeling they want him to go after Gunther. I don't know why I said I don't know why, but I just have a feeling they want him to go after Gunther. And I think that's why they made Jay Uso lost clean to Gunther this past Monday night. And I think that's the reason. I think they like the matchup better with Rollins and Gunther versus Uso and Rollins. They just felt that it just wasn't. I guess they just look at it on paper and they were like, it's a no-brainer. I think that's how they were looking at it. I could be wrong, but I think that's how they looked at it. And they did the pros and cons and weighed back and forth, and then they came up with that decision. So let me see what it. Gunther isn't going to add that. No, well, we have to see about that, Jeffrey. We have to see about how long Gunther's going to have that title. That's a good. I get what. Yeah, yeah. So so we have all of that going on. We got that going on. Okay. So Rollins wins the briefcase. Now, here's the thing. Here's the thing that happened that was very strange. One point in the match, we had a singles match going on in the ring with Jacob Fatu and Solo Sokoa. Now, if you all didn't see this, Jacob Fatu and Solo Sokoa. Solo Sokoa was about to climb go up the ladder and retrieve the briefcase. Jacob Fatu pulled down pulled down Solo and said, I hate you. And they started to brawl in the ring. Wait a minute. Is this the men's money in the bank? Are we watching Solo Sokoa and Jacob Fatu wrestle? I mean, what's going on here? And it was like everybody was like very slow and methodical and trying to get up there. Hurry up. Don't you want the briefcase? Everybody was just like taking their time, like, yeah, man, I'm on a California high. You know what I mean? It was just like, what are you doing? What are you doing? Come on now. This was just no bueno for me. I mean, we had two things going on. We had the men's money in the bank and a babyface turn. Or was it a babyface turn? I'm not quite sure. Not quite sure what that was, but you like that, Jeff? Yeah, that's what it was like. That's what it was like. It was like, they were like all on doobie and stuff like that. You know, um, what's this? I was telling Naomi that too. Get it, girl. Don't look back. Get up. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was like with the men too. It was like it was just like that was definitely his baby face turn. Okay, so I was kind of confused as to exactly what was happening here, but I mean, it was like they were just like it was so slow. I'm like, hurry up, come up, okay, get up to that ladder, get to that pay window. Okay. So Rollins eventually gets in the ring and he slowly made his way up the ladder. Do, 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 do. Which way did he go, George? Which way did he go? And then he climbs the ladder. He climbs the ladder and he finally gets to that briefcase. And it was great. Remember Solo on Friday says he's all gas and no brakes. Jacob, remember? Yeah, okay, that is true. That's that is true. That you are correct. All right, all right. We move on from that. We move on from that, folks. All right, folks. This was the main event of Money in the Bank. Cody Rhodes and the champion Jey Uso took on John Cena and Logan Paul. The match was fine. The match was okay. Oh, by the way, the men's Money in the Bank. What level do I give that? I give that a 7 too. I gave that a 7. I gave it a 7. Okay. All right. The main event of Money in the Bank. Main event. It was, like I said, John Cena and Logan Paul. Cena is the undisputed champion. Jey Uso was the heavyweight champion. Okay, so we had that tag team match. The match was fine. The match was all right. I mean, that move that he put on Jey Uso, that Saeed moonsault. Boy, that was a thing of beauty. And he put him right through the table. He put him right through the table, and that was the end of Jay for the night. Um, so the match was, like I said, the match was fine. The match was all right. What happened at that moment when the table broke? The referee was on the outside, and there was a person that came into the ring, and I said to myself, "What's a fan doing in the ring? Why are they allowing this to happen?" And I was just, wait, no, that's not a fan. I thought at first it was a fan intruder or something. This guy comes out in all in black. And what is it? And when he takes off everything, it was Ron Killings. It was Ron Killings, folks. And he came back to the ring and he nailed Cena right upside the Kid Creole and the coconuts with that title belt. Cena goes down. Rhodes pins Cena. And we had a winner in this match. Now, this was part of the shenanigans I didn't mind. I don't like shenanigans in matches because it ruins it. But in this case, this shenanigans works. This shenanigans works. This shenanigans fit the narrative. And Ron Killings came back, and the crowd popped so loud, I think the place exploded. It was a poetic thing of justice for our truth, aka Ron Killings. And this was great. This was this was absolutely poetic justice. This was absolutely what this storyline needed. And Cena went down in flames. Cena goes down in flames and he loses the tag team match. And this was great. I gave this match a 9. The match gets a 9 for me because I love what happened at the end. He got knocked the bald spot off the. God, Jeffrey is so bad. Earl, you forgot Jacob pop up Samoan drops and oh yes, thank you. Yeah, that part. Yes, that part. The pop up part. Yeah, I forgot about that part. So yeah, so that was the main event, folks. That was Money in the Bank. So folks, that was Money in the Bank. That was Money in the Bank. Good pay per view, good stuff, solid stuff all around. I gave the pay per view a B plus. I gave the pay per view a B plus, and it was great. It was fantastic. Nice stuff from soup to nut. All right, let's talk about Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide took place on Saturday afternoon at 3 o'clock on WWE's YouTube channel. The matches were fine. And apparently, Mr. Iguana is coming to Raw. It looks like he'll be heading to Raw from all the multiple sources. WWE looks to assign and looks to sign Mr. Iguana to the show. So they couldn't get Ron Killings anymore as R-Truth to be a comedian. Now they're gonna get Mr. Iguana. So that replaces R-Truth. We're gonna replace him with Mr. Iguana. All right. I'm just saying, folks, give it an A too. I gave it an A too. Okay, okay, that's great. I'm glad that you. Um, what did Jeffrey say? Uh, oh, Earl, you've had a pop up. The Jacob pop up. Yeah. Okay, I read that. Yep, I read that. Yeah, gave it an A too. Okay, this iguana is over. Yeah, yes, Jeffrey. Are you for Naomi? Are you and as far Naomi winning? Yeah, I like Naomi winning the briefcase, Jeffrey. I didn't have an issue with it. I didn't have an issue with it whatsoever. I didn't. But I'll just give you my brief thoughts on Worlds Collide. I like Worlds Collide. I thought it was a good show. I would have liked to see AAA win some of their matches. It was kind of like I think it. I think in the end it was like 3-1 or 4-1 or 4-2 or something of that nature. Um, yeah, I gave an A. Oh, what did Jeffrey say? I gave an A for Naomi winning. Is that what that's what I mean? Oh, okay, Jeffrey. Okay. Yeah, I gave it an A too. I think she deserves it. I think Naomi deserves to go up to that briefcase. Go after that briefcase. Okay. Um. So world. Let's go back to Worlds Collide. Worlds Collide. I thought that the show was fine. I thought the show was fine. I had no issues with it whatsoever. Um, I just, like I said in the beginning, I just wish that AAA would have won more of their matches versus WWE. But since it was a WWE joint production and everything else, I guess WWE must have went to AAA and says, we have to have a good showing here. So, um, but like I said, the matches were fine, and I'm gonna give some stars out here. I'm gonna give some stars out to some of the combatants here. First of all, I'm going to give a star and a couple of stars to Lillian Garcia. Lillian Garcia did a phenomenal, no pun intended, she did a phenomenal job at her Spanish and calling the matches in Spanish, and she did the national anthem in singing, and she was just absolutely great reversal in English and Spanish. So Lillian Garcia, I really tipped her hat to her. She did an amazing job introducing the luchadors and the NXT folks in the match in Spanish and gave a really authentic feel to the event. And it was great. Lillian did an amazing job. And hats off to her. And I gave her a couple of stars because she was great. Even Corey Graves got high marks from the brass backstage. They really like what he did in that. Um, Lillian is a legend. She absolutely is, Dro. She absolutely is, and she did an amazing job. And if she does not go into the Hall of Fame next year, Triple H, what are you doing? Triple H, please open your eyes. Nick Khan, open your eyes and put Lillian Garcia in the WWE Hall of Fame, please, next year. Please put her in the Hall of Fame. Her and Charles Robinson are such loyal soldiers. They need to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. Do you need me to go down to Connecticut to the main office and speak to you? Because I'm going to tell you this much. You are missing the boat here. You're missing the boat. Lillian Garcia and Charles Robinson need to go into the WWE Hall of Fame. And that's the truth. That's the truth. They have been iconic figures in WWE for a long time in the fabric. So I think that they belong in the Hall of Fame. And I think you're doing a disservice by not putting them in the Hall of Fame. So I think next year Put her in there, put him in there, put Bray Wyatt in there. All of these people need to go in the Hall of Fame. All of it. Stop messing around. Every year you do the same thing. Don't mess around this time. Put Lillian Garcia, put her in the Hall of Fame. Put put Charles Robinson in the Hall of Fame and put Bray Wyatt, for heaven's sakes, in the Hall of Fame. Please. They need to go in the Hall of Fame. It's well deserved. It's well deserved and well overdue. All right. Corey Graves, I gave a star to. Corey Graves, I gave a star to. And he did well on the broadcast as well. He even gave you a history of the moves of the luchadors that they were doing. I mean, it was great. Corey Graves worked very well with Conan. I thought that they worked very well together. They worked gelled very well. So the broadcast in all was an A for me. The show itself was entertaining. It was funny at times. And even another star I'm going to give is Ethan Page, the North American champion. Ethan Page adapted to the luchador style and came out with some lucha moves of his own just to pay homage to the luchadors. And I think that was a classy move from Ethan Page. So I give him a star as well. So everybody had some stars in this match, in this event. And WWE did it justice by doing a classy move. They did the national anthem of Mexico and everything else. This was great. This was like an authentic feel. And if you really like luchador wrestling, then you really should have watched this match. You should have watched this event because I was living. I was just in awe. I really wish I was there to be witness to that because I love luchador wrestling. I used to watch Lucha Underground, if most of you didn't know that. And if most of you didn't know, when I first started out as a content creator, when I started out as a content creator, I was looking on Amazon and for some wrestling mask, and I was going to call myself Mr. Manhattan. I was going to put on a lucha mask and call myself Mr. Manhattan. True story. I was going to call myself Mr. Manhattan. And and but then I said, no, I want to be real. I want to just call myself Earl Cole, and that's what I stuck with. That's what I stuck with, and that's who I am. So yeah, I used to watch Lucha Underground too, Jeffrey. Every Wednesday, before even Dynamite came into existence, I used to watch Lucha Underground on Wednesdays because it was great. I like luchador wrestling. I absolutely do because it's really authentic. It's real. It's a passion, and all of these luchadors that wear the mask, they're protecting their identity, and they don't want you to know who they are. They want to be mysterious, and they have a history behind it, and it's just great. It's just great. So like I said, I've been a fan of wrestling for 3 decades, and I love me some luchador wrestling. I can't speak for everyone, but for me, I love wrestling. I love luchador wrestling. It makes my heart grow fonder because some of the moves that they do in that ring, it mystifies you. It mystifies you. So all right, so that was uh, Earl, Mr. Manhattan Cole. Yeah, well. Jeffrey, it's too much. You get the comment of the night, if you will. Oh, Jeffrey, you're too much. I like you, my friend. Thank you so much for your comment. Thanks to everyone in the chat for your comment. I greatly appreciate it. That that fatal four way That fatal four way was the match. Was on. Yes, that fatal four way. You're absolutely right, Jeffrey. That fatal four way. You like that, Jeffrey? That fatal four way was fire, and that was the match of the night for me. That fatal four way for the North American title. That was absolutely great. It was off the charts. It was off the hook. It was fire for me. It was the match of the night for me, and it did it. And I gave it a 10. The match got a 10 for me, and this was great. Ethan Page really adapted to the luchador style, and I gave him a kudos on that. But all in all, folks, Worlds Collide was absolutely fantastic. All right. All right, folks. That, ladies and gentlemen, was Worlds Collide. We gave you the news. We gave you Money in the Bank. We gave you Worlds Collide. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we are about to close the show down. What is Jeffrey? Fatal Four Way and the main event. The main event both were sensational. Chad Gable should be booked. Yeah. Yeah, the main event was the Van Kingo match with Chad Gable was good too. I thought that was a good show. So there were two good spots in the night on the night. The Chad Gable main event and of course the Fatal Four Way. I thought both delivered the goods and delivered it very well. And yeah, that main event I gave that an 8. I gave that an 8. And yeah, that was a good stuff. That's some good stuff by WWE and AAA. So that's what, ladies and gentlemen, that was Worlds Collide. That was Worlds Collide. Now, let's talk about Ron Killings for a second before we close tonight. Ron Killings, Ron Killings, ladies and gentlemen, comes back to the WWE, and let's just go through the timeline, shall we? Ron Killings comes out on Saturday night's main event. Drew says, "Well, um, imagine Vince in El Grande mask. Oh, I don't want to imagine that. No. No. No, Dro. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, 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 no. No, thank you. No bueno. Nope, I don't want to. So, um, what was I going to say? I lost my train of thought. Lost my train of thought. Um, oh, Ron Killings. That's what I'm talking about. Okay. um, Ron Killings. Let's go through his timeline and see. Let's talk about it. All right. So Ron Killings comes out and he's booked in a match on Saturday night's main event. You're talking about Ron Killings. Yes, I am, Jeffrey, and we're about. Then this will close the wrestling experience. Okay. Ron Killings comes out and he comes out and he takes on Cena at Saturday night's main event. Okay. Joe, Ron Killings is turning. Let's see what Rose says. Ron Killings is turning into a great gimmick. Yes, it is. Yes, it is, Joe. I agree. I agree with your assessment. So excuse me. Ron Killings comes out. Ron Killings comes out and he goes after John Cena for the title. Again, he wears John Cena's gear, as he was told backstage by people of creative, and of course, and he comes out, he takes on Cena, he lost. Okay, so he lost against Cena. All right, that was the number one match. Fast forward, Ron, uh, of course, he comes out again. Truth comes out, and he goes in the ring at SmackDown. Now, from what I understand, and this is from other people, this is from blogs, this is from different multiple sources. I'm just reporting what I'm hearing. He had a meeting with people from the talent relations and creative, and somebody in creative and talent relations. They all had a meeting with R-Truth backstage. The meeting did not go as well as we expected. Okay, he comes out. R-Truth comes out and he loses again. Okay. Fast forward 24 hours later, he comes. Ron Killings comes on the Twitter sticks and says that he has been released. The fans went bananas, and so did I. He was just in a match at SmackDown and you released him because the meeting didn't go too well and somebody from talent relations fired him. So R-Truth was let go. R-Truth was let go. And the fans showed their displeasure on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, wherever they can find their social media platform, and excuse me, they expressed their displeasure. And so did I. I jumped on that bandwagon. I was upset because it was like you did R-Truth dirty, WWE. You did him dirty. You did him dirty. And you are absolutely should be ashamed of yourself. So people were upset backstage. Some people in the front office were in shock. The talent was in shock. Other people were in shock. Everybody was in shock at how this was just flipped upside down. All right, we fast forward to Money in the Bank. 48 hours. If it wasn't for Nick Khan to step in and take care of this business behind Triple H's back, 48 hours, Nick Khan and Ron Killings made a deal. They made a deal. And thank God for Nick Khan and his sensibility, and he came to his senses. This guy shouldn't have never been released in the first place. So, yeah, thank goodness for Nick Khan. So Nick Khan went behind Triple H's back and brought back on Ron Killings. 48 hours, it was done. The cool Khan, yes. So Nick Khan and Ron Killings made a deal. All right. Fast forward to Money in the Bank. Ron Killings was snuck back into the building. Nobody knew about this. It was a total surprise to everyone. And when he came out and took off the mask and revealed himself on who he was, the crowd went bananas. The crowd went wild. And so did I. Because it was poetic justice. Thanks to Nick Khan, thanks to everyone who had got the job done and brought him back. And as he says on Busted Open Radio, as he says on Instagram, as he said in all his social media platforms, Ron Killings is not your side joke. He's not your side piece anymore. So don't use him as a joke. He's not playing around with you anymore. And I like this Ron Killings. I like it. I have no issues with this new Ron Killings at all. He cut his hair off on Raw and he said, I'm not playing around anymore. And I like it. And he sent a strong message to Triple H sitting in Gorilla. No more of this jokeness and taking me as a side joke and jobbering me out. I like this. I like this. And I relish it. I will eat this up as long as you dish it out. I will soup this up from soup to nuts. I absolutely love it. I love it. Love it. Um, like Gorilla Monsoon, like Gorilla Monsoon. This place is, yep, that's what he said. This place has gone bananas. Nick Khan has a change of heart. Triple H. Then Triple H. Yes, he did. He had a change of heart. Yes. Yes. Yes, Stro. Yes. And then what did Jeffrey say? Um, R-Truth is released and yep, he was, that chain came off. That chain came off and it felt good. Felt so good to be free. I like being free. I love it. I absolutely love this. It makes me rejoice as a wrestling fan. And I told everybody, I said to everybody, some people were like, "Well, I don't know if we could take him, if everybody could listen." You can take him seriously now. He's not a joke. He's not a joke. And I know people. It's going to take people time to get adjusted to the new Ron killings. I know it's going to take people time to adjust it, but you're gonna love him. You're going to embrace this new Ron Killings, and he is not to be toyed with. And I like it. I I my heart is swelling with pride. It's swelling so big with pride to know that he is not a joke anymore because he can wrestle. Folks, he could wrestle. He could wrestle. Trust me. He's not a wallflower. He won't give you a lemon sour match. He could wrestle. Just don't jobber him out. Just don't make him a joke. And you will see how well he can perform in that ring. You're going to see exactly what he is and what he's all about. They need to look up Ron Killings in TNA and even upload it. Yes, absolutely, Jeffrey. Absolutely. They should have been. It, this should have been him in 2011. Yes, agreed. Yeah. Thank you for your comments, Jeffrey. I greatly appreciate it. So that's the story about Ron Killings, folks. That's the story. That's the timeline. That's the timeline. So I have one more thing. Okay, so let's fast forward. I'm gonna make one more comment, and then we're gonna wrap this up. Um. All right. One talent states that Triple H knows that lying to or work in the locker room is a horrible taste with regards to the R-Truth situation. So Triple H came into the locker room. Triple H comes into the locker room and he let the talent know that he let go R-Truth. But then, listen to me carefully. This is what he did. So he comes into the room and he tells the whole talent that he releases R-Truth, and he said he had nothing to do with it. Bullshit. I call bullshit on that. You did have something to do with it. You and the talent relations and creative all had an hand in it. And then he had the audacity to come on the media scrum and tell us that this was a work. This wasn't a work. What the hell are you talking about? And our true son was upset, and he got on the internet and he debunked the whole thing. I mean, come on now. Come on. I cannot stand when people sit there and they think that people are dumb and stupid. Because you can clearly look through the curtain and know what the crap is. Mm. You can clearly see that. Mm. Triple H, you need to be ashamed of yourself. You need to be ashamed of yourself. I am very shocked at Triple H's behavior. I thought as a wrestler, Triple H would understand a fan's perspective, a talent perspective. But you're a Vince McMahon 2.0. That's all you are. in a suit. You're becoming a Vince McMahon 2.0. You're clueless. You're becoming clueless. I can't get. I can't. I can't. I just can't. All right, folks. Let's see what Jeffrey has to say. We knew it wasn't a work from the jump. Yeah, absolutely, Jeff. I mean, come on now. Dro says Triple H needs to move on from R Truth and the Miz, and talk taking it out. Oh God! In 2011, taking over L into yeah, you're right, Dro. I agree with that. Yeah. So so I don't like when people try to insult wrestling fans' intelligence. I don't like it. You try to pull the wool over our eyes, and it's like we see through it. We see through it. That's what you don't. That's why you are angry with the fans, Triple H, because we see through it. That's why you're angry with the fans about creative. You don't like that. You don't like being held hostage by the fans. Well, that's too bad. If you create something, now listen. I'll give Triple H a few kudos on what he's done so far. So far, he's given us some matches, not all of the matches, but some of the matches we've never seen before. Okay, I give him kudos for that. Production wise, he has raised it to the upteenth level. He has taken this company all over around the world in different international markets. I'll give him credit for all of that. But don't sit there on your high horse and think that because we're wrestling fans, we're uneducated, we're unintelligent, and we don't know what we're talking about. Yes, we do know what we're talking about. Yes, we do know what we're talking about. I've been talking wrestling now for 3 decades. I know wrestling. I know wrestling. And I've been talking about wrestling on this platform now for 3 years since I've had the wrestling experience, which celebrates in 3 years. I'm celebrating 3 years, and I'm celebrating 3 decades of being a wrestling fan. So I know what I'm talking about. I know what I'm talking about. And I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to be a know it all or anything like that. I don't work for the company, but I read things and I surmise things and I analyze things and I break it down and I give you my own opinion. Because that's what I do as a fan, as an investor. Good, bad, or indifferent, I will bring it out. So don't sit there and try to feed me a bowl full of crap when we all know what the real jam is. All right, folks. All right. Getting fired isn't nothing to play. No, it isn't, Jeffrey. No. Just be honest with us, Hunter. Yeah, I agree. I agree, Jeffrey, wholeheartedly. We know, yeah. And so that's that's the story with Ron Killing, folks. That's the story. What did you say? It would be awesome if Vince gets deported. Dro, he's not an he's American citizen, Dro, unfortunately. Um, so that's gonna do it, folks, with the wrestling experience. that is going to do it. I want to thank you all for watching tonight. And we've covered a lot tonight. We've done a lot of heavy lifting. I agree with you, Earl. Yeah, thank you, Jeffrey. Um, we've covered a lot here tonight, and we want to thank you for watching tonight's telecast of the wrestling experience. Now, I'm going to be back in cyberspace just 24 hours from now, and I'm going to bring you Friday Night SmackDown. Friday Night SmackDown will happen tomorrow night on the USA Network as we come to you from the Rupp Arena in Lexington, Kentucky. And that will happen tomorrow night on the USA Network. So, thank you all for don't be a TKH. Be smart in the net. Yep, that's right. So, folks, thank you for watching tonight's telecast, and thank you for watching. Please don't forget you can watch the encore of this show in its entirety. Night Oracle, Nitro. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you all for watching tonight. I greatly appreciate you. So, folks, that's going to do it for me. Thank you for watching tonight's wrestling experience. Like I said, you can watch the encore presentation of this show anytime, any place, anywhere on my YouTube channel. And all you got to do is rewind, relive, and replay. And don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and share. Don't forget to share, like, subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. AK, great show, man. Thank you very much, AK. Thank you so much. And thank you all for watching the wrestling experience. My name is Earl Cole, and thank you for watching tonight. And I'll be back tomorrow night for Friday Night SmackDown. Until then, everyone, have a great Thursday. Enjoy yourselves, and I'll see you Friday for SmackDown. Good night, everyone.